Hello, my name is Gabe the Babe,
otherwise known as Ellie.
Ellie Presco.
I am Nina Arnone.
Yeah, you are. And welcome to Office Hours.
What the hell happened?
Where have
No.
you been? How dare you? I've been sitting here waiting, actually. I've been here the whole time.
For 5 months. She's just never moved.
Yeah.
Welcome to Office Hours.
Hey! Welcome back, one and all.
Yeah, and to you as well, welcome back.
Because you are the one.
Yeah.
And the all.
Yes. Welcome back, Arnone's family. It's been so long, and I truly believe that
I had to turn the volume up.
Why this podcast has never gotten famous or taken off is because I keep needing breaks.
And that's okay. Everyone's okay with that. I think what we need to do is take seasons off. You know how TV shows have seasons?
Yeah.
And then they don't do it for a while.
Right.
And then they come back and they do it.
I agree.
I think we should do that. We need to figure out what even podcasts I'm learning recently, they take a month off.
Yeah, that's smart. We've
been doing that.
Yeah, we definitely have and should keep doing that, but only on purpose now.
Yeah, we should just tell people, hey, we'll be back in a few months. But big update for the group. Ellie did put this on the calendar.
I did.
So it is more serious and official now. It's scheduled. Yeah. Before, she would just text me and be like, are you ready today? And I'd be like, oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah.
But now it's on the calendar. What I did have to do, though, is put alerts on it, because you did not put alerts on that event.
Oh, fuck, I didn't? Okay. I'll do that.
When you texted me yesterday, I added too. When you sent me the alert or the text yesterday, I was like, oh my God, because you had scheduled it. Also, great news. She had started this months ago to schedule it, to start it.
Yeah.
And I just accepted it and didn't know anything of it. And then you texted and I was like, why didn't I know about that date has already, that it's already here? And I realized there was no alert. So I put one on for the day before and then 20 minutes before, or 10.
Yeah. It flew by.
I know.
Yeah.
Because when you said that, I was like, that's so far away. And then you texted me yesterday and I was like,
because it was January when I was like, I want to start doing this again. So for context, I am not gonna get into the dirty details of my personal life, contrary to every single time I talk about anything.
I'd like to start to be private.
I'd like to be selective with what I share online. Basically, the day that we recorded our last, actually funny, so we recorded an episode back in November and cosmically couldn't upload it, keep trying to and can't. Cosmically, that was the day where, you name it, what happened to me. Truly, unexpected cosmic fuckery in every single corner that resulted in a 2-month-long emotional breakdown. Because I am an insufferable lib and just can't be a functional member of society for longer than 3 weeks. So yeah, I was a shell of myself. And truly just it was one of those psychotic breaks where you just gotta gut the whole house and just start over. You need to just rip out all the foundation, really just make it a hole in the ground, and then you can start
restart,
building. Yeah. So
as you can tell, she still looks the same, but everything inside's different.
Well, I might not look the same because one of the things that I decided to do to help my mental health was stop taking Ozempic. So
that's
might
true.
Look a little different from the last time we spoke, but
she's
ultimately happier than I was when I was on Ozempic.
Do you want to talk about that? Because you spoke about before you had spoke previously praising Ozempic and how it shouldn't be stigmatized. And I know that you still hold that belief.
I still believe
But
that.
because you chose to get off of it, I think it might be worth it for my family who's listening.
Yeah, absolutely. For
You
Michelle
understand
and occasionally
the decision
Jesse.
wasn't about like any stigmatized thought. Like,
No.
yeah.
It was in the sort of emotional renovation I was doing. I came to the realization that exclusively for me, I cannot have a healthy emotional relationship with it. I just
Because
can't.
of what was going on in your, like, the mental into it.
Yeah, I just like could not, even though I was taking it for different reasons and it was prescribed to me for different reasons, I could not emotionally separate the obsession with being thin and it making me thin. And I am not a naturally thin person. And it just got to the point where, like, also a lot of the, like, common side effects that a lot of people talk about of just, like, yes, it takes away food noise, which is really nice, but it also takes away, like, pleasure around food. Like, food is not enjoyable anymore because you're not really that hungry. So it's kind of just like, oh, I have to eat, so I guess I'll just eat something, like, and food is such a, like, and eating is such a, like, communal, intimate, enjoyable experience. And for me, for my own personal experience, that totally went away when I was on the Ozempic.
Yeah.
And
she
that
loves taking
also,
everyone to dinner, and we did no dinners.
we didn't do any dinners. And I love dinners. I love having dinner.
So you couldn't find the balance.
I could not find the balance. And I think who Ozempic is for people who medically need it. And I am not here to determine what those reasons are, apart from just like knowing that it helps with diabetes. But also, I do think there are people out there who do have healthy emotional relationships with it. I don't think we're seeing it really, especially not in pop culture right now. But I believe generally it exists, but I am not one of those people. I could not get there. I was on it for a year. Like, I really did try. But I was too obsessed with being thin, and I kind of had this epiphany, and I was talking to my partner about it of like, okay, let's say I'm curvy for the rest of my life, and I am never going to be this image of thinness that I think is beautiful in my head, but I can physically do all this other shit, like hike, snowboard, snowshoe, like keep up, and then like down the line in what I want, like keep up with my kids and be able to run outside with them. Like, will it matter that I'm curvy if I can do all that? And then of course, like the aesthetic work too of like finding beauty in being curvy. Like, it's being curvy can be sexy is what I'm learning. Never knew that, even though we've had millennia to like accept that to be a truth.
Well, those are hard because you see it in other people and you're like, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful, but I'm not.
Yeah. And that's like a hard thing to come to.
It is. And I think like seeing my beauty and like looking for my beauty and having it go beyond size, like it should not matter. And I've got a really great support system to like encourage that, luckily, thank God. But that was ultimately the epiphany I had when I was my husk self from November till I think the end of January. Was like, okay, I really got to get off this because it's helping
back to life in February.
Yeah, it's helping my cholesterol, but at what cost? I am so obsessed with just getting skinny, and that is not what I want. So,
and what it helped with wasn't significant enough to say like, no, you have to be on this, you know?
Yeah.
Like
nothing that like diet and exercise wouldn't just do.
You
for
can
me.
try another way. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the epiphany. And so, yeah, I have gained weight back. I am going to be probably gaining more weight. And I'm just saying, okay.
As long as
Sure.
you're healthy.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
So
There's definitely Ozempic has caused a resurgence in that whole heroin chic.
I know. It's
But-
really toxic.
But healthy
Yeah.
is not a size. You
Mhm.
know, like, and it is, I mean, it's something we're probably going to struggle with for the rest of our lives. And some
Yeah.
women struggle with it more. Like, it's not something that goes away, but
No.
it is very admirable that you're trying.
Thanks. It's kind of, yeah, it's just I had the epiphany and I was like, I gotta work from the ground up. And honestly, being off of it, like, yes, I'm dealing with like my physical body changes, but also I feel so free. Like,
Good.
well, because it's like, it's one less thing I have to like take and remember to take. And
Yeah, I
then,
know, that was crazy.
yeah, and it was like, and also traveling with it was really annoying because
Your
it had
pill baggie.
well, the pens have to be refrigerated, so I needed this like travel like cryogenic tube that I would bring with me when I would travel.
Too much.
It was just a lot. It was a lot of maintenance and like it just didn't do what I wanted it to do. I wanted to have a healthy relationship with it and I just couldn't. And so
It's big of
now
you to realize that. That's a hard thing to realize.
things. It was hard. I mean, it took a year of really digging my heels in and being like, no, if I just keep telling my therapist that I have a bad relationship with it, I'll eventually just not have a bad relationship with it.
Oh, true. That's how all of your old relationships went as well with people.
That's so true. If I just keep knowing it's bad but hoping it'll change, then that's
It gets
historically
better,
always
right?
worked.
It's done so well for you.
It's yeah. I've only ever had home runs with that, haven't I? Great.
Well, I'm proud of you. I know that's hard and that's really big.
Thanks.
That is a big statement or stance to make, I think, especially in the environment right now.
Yeah.
I told you just offline in a text that I'm trying to get off of like general social media so much because it is just roaringly bad.
Yeah.
So I got
it's late.
Substack instead because they talked about like short form versus long form media because I don't think media is bad. And I don't think social media in itself is bad. I think the fact that when I moved the folders in my phone and I was opening other apps because my hand automatically went to those apps, like out of like reflect, like that's no good.
Yeah.
And there was this article I was reading in Substack or an essay. I don't really know what you call them. An entry on Substack.
Yeah, a stream of thought.
Yeah, I would honestly, and I would argue this to people, there is better journalism going on in Substack than there is in any mainstream news platform today.
I've
because
heard that before.
Those are garbage.
Yeah.
Just pure propaganda. No real analysis.
They're just
going
getting
on.
caught up and yeah.
I tried reading those for a while and I was like, everything you've said, I got from the headline. I didn't need to read this at all.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm really enjoying it. And there was this one I read the other day or maybe a week ago at this point about this new horrifying genre of women that we are creating. That goes back to like Ozempic probably starts it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. A lot of things they start with Ozempic, but really like what caused Ozempic. But anyway, probably the Me Too movement, really. Because
the Me Too movement.
They reacted. Like we had the heroin chic.
Yeah.
Then we had a bunch of different stuff, and then we get the Me Too movement, where people are going from everything about a woman is about how they appear to men. to the Me Too movement, which is women talking to each other and men are not involved in the conversation. And it's probably the most powerful movement of our era.
I'd say so.
And then the reaction to that, many, many things happen, and I'd have to do a better analysis to get there. But it gets to, we swing back to Ozempic, and it's about looks and appearance, and you're not, the Me Too movement was about the woman behind the physical body. Because realistically, that is the hardest thing that feminism has tried to push, is that there is a person behind the body that you're attracted to. And that my existence is not dependent on what you feel when you look at me. Yeah. And that's kind of a lot of what Me Too was saying.
Yeah, totally.
Then we've got this thing. There's this new trend. I can't remember what it exactly is called they were talking about, but it's basically this like glazed look in the eye, this like disassociation in women that's becoming popular with like girls who look like they're like 19.
Yeah.
When they're probably like 15, but the goal is to look 19.
Right.
And it's this like there's no brain. It's like lobotomy core, basically. Like there's nothing happening behind there.
Robin from Stranger Things, patient zero on that.
So like you can do whatever you want to her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we all kind of knew that was coming with the Ozempic surge. And while it is an incredible piece of medicine,
for sure. I'm not anti-Ozempic by a long shot.
But we know how it's been used and how it's been like manipulated.
Yeah.
And there's been this surge of like, there is no woman behind the eyes. Like girls are taking pictures and they look glazed over in the picture. And it's basically like, she's not in there. Yeah. There is nothing behind the body. It's only the body you have to worry about. And they always look like the old heroin chic.
Yeah.
And it's a swing back to that. Basically, it's the pendulum. Like we had Me Too and now we've got this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think they connect.
Yeah. There's this public figure feminist who I love. She's James Blake's partner, Jamila Jamil. Have you seen any of her stuff?
He was in The Good Place.
Yes,
I
brilliant. Love her. I love her because she's so angry and she's angry enough.
Yeah.
She talks about Ozempic's effect on the culture and and says, we are at a time of like peak oppression of women. Like, it's like we barely have our credit cards right now. We barely have control over our bodies. We can like barely vote. And how Ozempic is being manipulated by that party to make us meek, weak, small, not seen. So that way and similarly to like what diet culture has done to women, which is like, let's like drill into them that they need to be approachable and this certain level of beautiful. So we can distract them from the fact that they don't have equal rights and that there is so much oppression and inequality that we're placing over them, but they don't know that because they're trying to get to like a size 0. And so, and I fully believe her theory because I experienced it in a much smaller way. But also with the fact that like Ozempic is in some states not covered by insurance and not, and people are putting themselves in financial jeopardy to still be able to access it, which creates another like layer of exploitation. Like credit card companies are loving it, insurance doesn't have to pay for it, so they're still getting rich. Like it's just this insane cycle of trying to attain what cannot be attained. And Yeah, I mean, when used in malice, it's completely designed to keep women cooperative and quiet, I think. And I was on it. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, of course we're not saying that is the only way it's ever been used and get it off the shelves, but I think
No, I mean, I have family on it for
Yeah.
medical reasons,
Yeah.
and it helps them a lot.
Yeah. And I think, both things can be true at once. You can see like family members you love who need it medically really benefiting from it. And then you look at Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo and you see its painful effects as well. And I think it's what makes it very complicated. And I think I ultimately knew that it was a battle I wasn't going to win. And so I kind of just left the table.
That's a
of
really hard
Ozempic.
thing to realize, though. So
Yeah.
I hope you do feel good about that, because that's really hard. I have seen things online, like, I don't know if the creator who made it was doing the same thing, but it was basically the gist that, like, she had always struggled with her weight, whatever that weight was. I have no idea. She just said that. Her mom had always complained about her mom was always dieting on something. Her grandma always didn't like the way things fit her to like, and she said like one of the last conversations she had with her grandma was how her grandma didn't like how something fit her. And she was like, but they lived this whole life. And I'm sitting here thinking of how great my grandma was and all of these different things she accomplished and how many things my mom accomplished, blah, blah, blah. But all I remember them talking about, besides the things they accomplished, all I remember them talking about is how they weren't what they wanted to be. And then there's others that are like, I don't need to look a certain way to go out on a hike or like enjoy life or like, just do anything. Like, it's not dependent on that at all.
Yeah.
The fact that you were able to move at all is the gift, really.
Yeah. That was sort of one of the epiphanies I had, to be honest. I, like my partner and I would go on hikes, and I was on Ozempic at this point. And I remember one hike we went on, there was a group of women, maybe like 5 years older than us, and they were both significantly bigger than I was. They fucking lapped me because it was a hard hike. I was huffing and puffing because also I wasn't really exercising much because I was like, oh, I'm just getting thin this way. It wasn't an active thought that I had, but it was definitely unconscious of like.
But you see it afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't like to exercise. I don't want to. It makes me tired. It's hard.
True.
I'm losing weight this way. I'm just going to do it this way because I don't have to change my behavior. Again, not saying this is how people on Ozempic are. This was what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it was just these two girlfriends and they were like having a ball and I needed to like step to the side to take a break and they just fucking zoomed right past me. And it had been so long since I had like seen firsthand that healthy isn't a size, like before my own eyes. And that was probably like the first realization I had of like, I think I'm on this for the wrong reasons. Because what am I doing? I can't do what I want to be able to do. Like if I, if my size changes, but I'm able to be like these women, like, is that not an accomplishment that's far more worthy of celebrating than like what numbers on the back of my jeans? Like I was like kind of just like it was the first like realization I had of like I think something needs to change because I'm not happy at all. And I'm certainly not healthy. And then, it was always confusing because then, like, I'd come home for Thanksgiving and Christmas and I'd have, like, my parents' neighbors who have no idea what's going on with me. But, these are people in their now 60s and they're like, oh my God, you look so good. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you? And I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm not doing fucking anything. Like, this is so artificial. Like this, there is no, like, I also don't feel good. Like, I'm not excited
Like,
to
what
eat.
are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm not excited to eat Thanksgiving food. I'm not, like, looking forward to dessert. Like, I, like, don't care. and like the joys of the holidays were slightly, you know, stunted because I wasn't happy about eating. And also, like, it was such an artifice too of, like, yes, I'm the thinnest I have been since I was maybe 20, but nothing in my life is not necessarily warranting that size, but, like, there's so much
because
missing.
of it.
Yeah, there's so much missing from, like, the fruits of life that would make me appear happy, healthy, and glowing. The light of life was gone when I was on
The
it.
excitement for, like, every day, because realistically, I mean, nothing's great every day, and sometimes
sure.
having to figure out food does feel like a chore. But sometimes when life is so routined, and realistically, it's a good thing if life is routined, food is the exciting part.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's what I think. I know not everyone thinks
Totally.
that, but I know you and I both think that. They're like, it's
Love
fun
food.
to try different meals. And that's an exciting thing that we do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Coffee, honestly. Like, I've
Ugh,
realized.
if I didn't want coffee anymore,
So I obviously.
I don't know how I'd go through the day.
Yeah,
Really,
I did.
I wouldn't make it.
I didn't. It was more like I liked it. I mean, like, as I have always loved it, but it just sort of was, again, almost felt like obligatory. And also, I know, being on it, because I wasn't eating well or exercising at all, and was going through a very stressful emotional time in my life, I was so fucking tired. Like, I started sleeping in again. I started getting my bad sleep stuff where I'm, like, chronically tired all the time.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, I mean, working other shit out too, emotionally, getting off of it, I'm waking up at fucking 5:30 in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed,
early.
and I'm so fucking excited for my morning coffee. Like, I'm smiling. I wasn't smiling this morning because of my dream, which we'll get into later, but I was I'm so happy to have my coffee every morning. Like, I'm fucking
See, that's so much
thrilled.
better.
It's so much better. And sometimes I have 2 cups. I know that's not that great, but sometimes I
have it almost every day.
It's so good. It's so
I'm like-
good.
I'm like, should I have a third?
Yeah, and I've started using my Virtuo espresso maker. I bought it forever ago. Never used it because I lost the will to live in the fall. And now that I have it back, I'm like, am I gonna do a sweet vanilla coffee today or a salted caramel coffee today? Or am I gonna fuck around and do hazelnut? Who knows?
Whoa.
And I never know each day, and it's so exciting. Because I work from home, right? So it's not like I'm like, I gotta put it in my little travel cup. It's like, no, I gotta, you know, go sit at the table, but with the coffee that I don't know the flavor of yet.
I wanted to drink coffee out of a mug so badly that I brought my coffee maker from home into work.
That's smart. You should have one in your
Because
office.
I was having it. I mean, I did it in college. I did it, you know, in life of like a travel mug every day. And I did that for like basically a year at my work. And it's fine. Travel mugs are great. But I was like, I'm just sitting here. Why can't I have a mug? Who said I can't have a mug?
I know.
And we were watching a show and like everyone in the office had a mug because they had like the pot that everyone got coffee from.
Yeah.
Now we have Keurigs. Yeah. And now everyone has Keurigs, so they don't. And I will say I did bring in my Keurig. So am I the problem? Probably.
But
I
are you
have not.
happier while being the problem?
Well, I have the mug, and so that's definitely better. Part of me is like, do I take a stance and just get the pot and make coffee for everyone every morning?
I mean,
probably when my Keurig breaks.
You become office fave, like, instantaneously.
I already am. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, of course. Obviously.
I don't even need that. That's just me being me.
Can we talk about my dream? Because cosmically, shit's awry.
Thought I was gonna say something else.
I'm so sorry.
No. Oh, my last
we
thing
go.
I'll say on the...
Holy shit, you looked like Bella when you did that. That was so creepy. Genetics are so weird. She
We
looked
are
just... I know.
We
She
are
looked like her
family.
niece. Her 3-year-old
Yeah.
niece when she went...
We are family.
I know. It's just... Genetics fucking freak me out. I can't deal with them. It's because I don't look anything like my parents or my
That's
siblings.
not true at all.
I don't think I look like them at all.
That's not true at all. Don't listen to her.
Who?
I'm telling the audience, not listen to you.
Who's in the room with us?
My family.
Yeah.
Anyone who is listening to this and knows Ellie, text her asking for a picture of her mother when she was young, and you will see how they look so similar.
Yeah. Well, I have my mom's nose. I definitely know that.
You have your mom's whole face. You have all of your mom's face. The only reason you don't look the same now is because your mother doesn't look the same now.
Yeah. And well, my mother is also Aryan. So there's that.
She wouldn't be... You have different eyes.
I know. Sure. That's why I think that is
her
why
hair wouldn't be that blonde. Yeah.
I think that's why I think I don't look anything like my mother.
Yeah, your whole face is the same, other than the eyes.
I certainly got the complexion. That much is for sure.
Yeah, that's true. But the last thing I was going to say, this has to do with what we were talking about with like ozempic use and talking about like not applauding everything that seems great because people speak about it well, but like waiting till you know the full story.
Totally.
And I'll pull this back in a second. But at work, people loved, not a lot of people, but like 1 or 2 people will like brag to me. I think it's I think they're bragging is what they're doing, like unintentionally, but they'll say like how they work so late and how they're always working in the evenings and on the weekends.
I hate that.
And maybe it's because I used to like have this mentality and I've worked past it. I mean, I did. I just wasn't really in the workforce. Like this was in school. And so I was just working all the time. I mean, I guess
treated school like the workforce.
I did.
She was 19 and was like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make straight A's.
That's true. And then I didn't. But yeah, I think because I used to have this mindset and I've like learned how toxic it is and how bad it is, they'll like brag about it. They'll be like, yeah, I was working this weekend, and like they're very clearly wanting you to be like, oh wow that's so, oh my gosh, you're so dedicated. When I was working late this evening, and there's like a pause, like it's like a, and I just go like, okay,
good for you.
But it leads me back because I don't think it's the 2 parts of it. 1, I don't think it makes you better than anyone that you're working more.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, I don't want you to think that I think that's great behavior.
Totally.
So I'm not going to say, oh, wow, that's so great. Because because that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But you're in a toxic mind. Like, I don't think you're bad because of it. Like, you're in a toxic mindset.
Right. You're a victim.
You think it. Yeah. And so
you're letting that system play you like a viola.
I mean, because like realistically, when you tell me you're working all the time on the weekends, in the evenings, 1, you're doing way too much. We work for the government. 2, I just think you have poor time management.
Yeah.
At that point, like, why are you working every evening? Because I never do.
Yeah.
I leave at 4 and I am done for the day. The only time I work late is if there's a meeting I have to be in that goes late, and then I come in late the next day.
Yeah.
And so I always like when they say that to me, and there's like a, you know when you can feel that someone like wants you to applaud them.
Yeah.
For just like them being so brave.
Yes.
And like I'll just be like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll wait for them to continue. Like I don't do any of that. I
always go
tell,
like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like,
yeah.
Like
and I tell them later, stop.
Yeah, I come into it late. Like I play it as if like they were forced to against their will, because that's the only situation in which I would ever be working late.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll be like, oh no, like I wanted to. And that's sort of where I become a little bit
And then
of
you're
a
like,
shame girl of like, why?
yeah.
Don't you
yeah.
want to go and see your cats? Like, what is going on?
Don't you have other things to do?
Yeah.
Because like, so that's what I do with that. Because I
Yeah.
don't want to make them think they're like fucking martyrs for it.
Yeah.
But I think it pulls back into like,
You're like, do I have a movie for you?
True.
Yeah.
I don't want like pulling that back to the Ozempic culture. I think that's the same thing when you were talking about like people who in your life who are like in their 60s and they're saying you look like, oh my gosh, you're so great because you look smaller.
Yeah.
When like if they were looking at you, they would see that you weren't well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think pushing past that and it's like not applauding people for being small.
Mm-hmm.
And also not applauding people for being like obsessed with fitness because that is also not good. And food and like all that stuff. But like when they say that kind of stuff, just being like, okay, are you good? Why are you like, do you feel, like being more conscious of what you encourage?
Yeah.
I think that was the last thing. It made me think of that when we were talking about that conversation. Because then you probably were confused because you were like, oh, well, should I stay on it? Oh, well, it must be working. So.
Yeah, it was funny because it was around the holidays. It was around when I was starting to have this epiphany. And so yes, in any other, I think, circumstance, that's exactly what would have happened. It would have made me more confused. But in this case, it was sort of like, I'm fucking miserable, actually. Like, I don't feel good or attractive at all.
Yeah.
And
what are you saying?
And I've kind of achieved what I've always wanted in a way. Like, obviously, at the time, my version of like peak fitness was ill. But I would say I was probably halfway to the point where I wanted to be. And I was miserable. I didn't feel good at all. And I kind of was, and honestly, like, people tell me I'd look good, and there was a little bit of resentment towards that sentiment, only coming from a good place, but just, I think in my head, I was like, well, I feel like shit. Like,
yeah,
this sucks. Like, I'm not happy in the slightest. So yeah, it's nice to be free of that and to have like the natural ebb and flow of self-confidence. Like, there are days where I think I'm the hottest shit that ever walked the earth, and then right after I ovulate, that is when I'm like, there's actually never been an uglier person. I am patient zero, and then it stops. So it's just sort of like listening to my body. I'm someone who wants to be pregnant and have a child in the next 5 years or so. And what are the two things that I'm the most insecure about with my body that are going to get bigger because I'm going to be housing a child? My stomach and my boobs. Inevitable. So I might as well just get comfortable with the fact that they're big now. So that way when they get even bigger, I'll be like, well, I knew this was going to happen. So
I knew this day would come.
Here we are. And then at the very least, like, yes, maybe that's what is the case, but then I can still like go on hikes and not feel like I'm going to die, and go skiing and do all this stuff that I love doing. And, my body might look one way, but I've been self-proclaiming myself as curvilicious. It's honestly been pretty helpful.
New Insta bio.
Yeah, but people are gonna think that I'm in a different industry. But I was like, have I found the way to talk about my body in a way that's realistic but doesn't make me feel like shit? And I think
if you're
have.
comparing yourself to Fergie,
Yeah.
there's no way to go but up.
Yeah. And I think
that's a straight shot to the stars.
Just success. Yes.
Yeah.
To sing the national anthem in a football stadium for all to see.
And it'll live on, and you'll live on forever.
Yeah, and only joy is derived from that, by the way. There's no greater performance. But I think I found it. I think I am curvilicious.
I like that.
And I think that's great. because it's accurate,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make me feel disgusting.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think learning that there's nothing inherently wrong with your body.
No.
It's society. Like, that's a very hard thing to come to.
Yeah. And there's
You can talk
moments
about
where,
your
like,
dream now.
and there's moments where I feel like I have a very level head about it, and there are moments where I'm,
That's very natural, though.
Yeah, it's just like the ebb and flow. And
I do the same all the time.
Yeah.
Learning. Okay, so in that whole mindfulness program that I was in,
yeah,
they made the analogy that thoughts are like your brain noise, like mind noise.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're on the road and you hear someone honk, you heard it internally to you, but it doesn't really do anything. Like recognizing that not every thought is you.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes a thought can just be there and then it can go. And those bad thoughts should be the ones that you're like, okay, that happened and now we move on.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a wonderful segue to your dream.
It was an omen. I almost thought we shouldn't.
Not an omen. It's not an
No, sorry. Your audience members will also be offended. Get into the dream and have accidentally called it an omen. I meant it for like potting tonight because I was like, I've never have I had this sequence of thought before in my life.
I also wanted to be noted that every time Ellie has a dream about me, she's mad at me.
Yeah.
Like every single time.
I've never had a good dream about you.
Yeah, she's told me that it doesn't mean anything and that we're good, but I just want it on the record that she is how long have we been friends?
We met 8.5 years ago.
Yeah, in the 8.5 years we've been friends, she has literally never had a good dream about me where she likes me in the dream.
I dream for you. I have dreams for you.
I didn't want this dream.
I dream of no, not those dreams. Aspirations and hopes for you.
Why don't you tell this dream now?
To be frank, you're not really in my dreams at all. But when you do make an appearance, you are a raggedy, mean bitch.
Right to the core of who I am.
So I had a dream and what made it so vivid was just the way I felt was so real and raw, and also alluding to things that did happen in my real life. I woke up sweating and sad. In my dream, I found out through other people, and
they're mad.
Well, it just sucks that like you didn't come clean, like I found out and had to confront you about it.
Go ahead, finish.
And my partner had been having a months-long sexual affair. And I, of course, am heartbroken and livid. I confront my partner in the dream about it. He is crying because I'm ending it with him because I'm like, you fucked my best friend for months. What are you doing? And I asked some clarifying questions. He says nothing because he's so upset, obviously, to be leaving this curvilicious bod behind. But the one thing he does say...
I feel like I have none, first of all. Let's get one thing straight.
If you flip me over like an hourglass, that's our Noni. It's just... two sides of the same coin.
Hourglass.
Yes. But what he does feel is important to tell me is Nina is a very sexual person. And I have a smoothie in my hand in this scene and I just pour it over him because I'm like, that's such a horrible thing to say to me about my best details I don't need to know about my best friend. Like, there's no need. Like, if I'm hearing the dirty deeds, I want to hear them from your lips, not my partner's.
I also feel like part of you was mad that you were like, no, I am.
That's exactly what I thought. That's why I dumped the smoothie on his head because I was like, what the fuck are you saying? Then I confront Arnoni because I'm like, I'm done with this man. Like, I'm not getting any information. And she's so casual about it. She's like, yeah, but I was helping him grieve. And I was like, grieve what? And you begin to tell me about a friend who had died. And I was like, how do you know that? I was like, I don't even know this person exists, let alone is dead.
I'm livid.
And you just were like very calm and matter of fact about it. It made me even angrier because I was like, you were doing the thing where you were in the wrong, but you were like explaining how it could possibly be right.
Like with
And
direction?
yes. And so then, in the spirit of the very traumatic thing happening to me in the fall, I was like, were you guys hooking up when I was going through this? And you just go, yes. And I was like, are you serious? Said so matter-of-factly, just yes. And I was like, so what are you helping him grieve? Just to clarify. So then, because dreams are weird, it like immediately instantly cuts and we're sitting at a food court at the mall. And I have my soda stream with me, just on the table.
Ready.
I remembered this later in the day and I forgot to tell you. It was like we were pre-gaming to go to the 5 Seconds of Summer concert that we're going to go to in June. And weirdly in the dream, I did still have you. Like, I was like, you're dead to me, you slut whore bag, but we have a show to catch.
Pre-gaming at the mall.
Yeah.
With Ellie's soda stream.
With my soda stream Terra that I haul into the food court and find an outlet for. And I'm making you the most disgust. I'm picking things off of the table. I'm putting random powders in it. I put a dirty napkin in there. And you're just like sitting there watching me do it. And you're like, I don't want that. You just are like, and I say to you, I'm like, are you kidding me? After everything you've done to me, you're drinking this. And then she does, as a testament to, yes, I've just thrown our friendship away, but if this is going to, it's like when Ross drinks the fat for Rachel. It's a selfless act after you've done a nearly unforgivable thing. And then I wake up. I woke up like sweating, crying, like, because in the dream I was screaming at you, and it was one of the things where, and I was screaming at my partner too, and it was one of those things where like you can't, like, you're trying to scream in a dream, but you can't make the noise. So it was even more infuriating because you were like, oh, she can't even talk. It's like, yeah, you were nasty last night. I don't know where you get off.
Oh, that's so funny.
It was a horrible dream. And I literally woke up like sweating, feeling like I like had been crying. And then I look around my bedroom and my 2 cats are sleeping at the foot of my bed, and I start to piece together that this actually had never taken place. And I just, alone in my room, I'm just like, you know, where you just like are alone and you just have to like unscrew a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like open the bobby pin up all the way before letting it go. That's kind of what I needed to do.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
When I realized like this was one of the realest feelings I've ever had and felt so vivid. And yet here I am alone without pants in my home.
You always say this when you have dreams about me, that they're incredibly vivid, incredibly real. The feeling was so real. And it is always such pure rage against me.
I know.
I also want it to be known that I received the text about this dream at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
This was the start to my day.
Yeah.
Good morning. I had a dream that you had an affair with my partner.
Yeah. So
I also want it to be known it would never happen. Never, 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 never. She knows that.
Yeah, it's not something I'm worried about.
But why do you always hate me in your dreams? I think that's something you have to look into.
I don't know. You act up in my subconscious. Like, you are really pushing my buttons.
I feel like you're worried that that's what I want to do.
I actually know for a fact that you would rather get a toe up your asshole.
Not the act of the dream, but to act up.
Oh.
But I'm glad you know that.
I misunderstood. Forgive me. Yes,
I thought we were
don't
past
know.
that. Yes, agreed. But
I think it's because historically you occasionally act up, not at me per se, but
yeah, I'm known for it.
yeah, and so I think like my subconscious is just like, what would you do in your friendship in this situation if she acted up, but to the like infinitieth degree? Like, let's test you for this in
So
case
crazy.
like she waddles into your room pantsless, just holding a grenade, and is like, I'm thinking I might throw
That's
this at
more
someone.
likely than what your dream was.
Yeah, I think so.
That's more likely to happen.
Yes. But I think it's throwing those emotional obstacles my way and just seeing how I react. And I react
That's the
by
oldest child in you.
yeah, and I react by screaming silently and then making you drink something disgusting that I made.
Most of my dreams that I remember, I'm being attacked in some form or another, and I can't punch them. Like, the way that you can't scream, I can't, like, move to hit them.
Damn. You ever get that thing where you're like trying to run away, but like you run really slow?
It's like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to attack, and it's like I'm trying to do it, like, through water.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate it.
I hate waking up to that, because then I just lay there like, I am weak. I can do nothing.
I didn't punch the fake adversary. Oh.
But I did have a dream one time where I was at a car. I was, like, at my car in the driveway. Kyle, my partner, was inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
And someone, like, comes up to the car and is like, hey, and, like, trying to hit on me. And then he starts, like, trying to, like, attack me in some way. And I'm trying to yell to my partner, to Kyle, that, like, I need help.
First thing your attacker says to you before attacking you is, hey.
How else are they going to walk up? They're not going to walk up and be like, blah!
That's what you did in my dream.
Well, that would never happen.
She can't speak. Okay, you ghastly ghoul. Get out of my house.
That's funny, because recently I've been thinking about who I would be if I didn't, like, go to school where I did, if I went somewhere differently. And, like, if I basically just evolved from who I was in high school and just kept going at that.
Yeah.
And I do think I would be the person who would make fun of you for not being able to speak if I never evolved.
That's fair. It's okay. I probably would be living in New York City doing fucking nothing with my life if I had met you.
Thank goodness we figured that out.
Yeah.
Because people have asked me recently at work, why'd you go to school where you did? And I'm like, because I did.
I
got 18-year-olds do.
I got called. I got a call from our school.
Me too.
As from
I was like, oh my god, Ellie used to work here.
Yeah.
And then I hung up on her.
Aww.
I don't know who it was.
Okay. Because I had a really nice girl, and
she asked for my other email because it's gonna expire, and I was like, no. And she was like, okay.
It's the curveballs that we throw at these poor kids as someone who used to work there.
She was like, since it's gonna expire, can I was like, nah.
Yeah. She wanted my updated address because she still had my parents, and I was like, no, you can keep it that way. You can keep that one.
Is it still accurate? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. People who I know do still live there.
Someone lived there for sure.
Send all the mail you please.
Can I ask for a few more? And then I hung up. I was like, yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
And then Kyle was like, who was that? I was like, a younger Ellie.
Yeah. So for context, I had an on-campus job where I was a school fundraiser, and you would basically call alumni and ask for their updated information right before you try and sweet talk them into donating to the university. I didn't love that job. I loved the people who ran it, and I loved the money. But asking people for money more often than not got a lot of like, you already fucked me with your student loans, you want more? An understandable response to have, but traumatizing when you're 20 and just trying to make money.
It's the wrong person to project that anger on.
Yes. Whereas I have, because I used to work there, I have a lot of empathy for these folks. And so I will always say to them, I will always pick up and I will always update my info. And then I'll say, I had your job. And they always go, so you know what I have to ask you? I'm like, I do know. They're so nice. They're so nice. They're just trying to do their job. But I'm like, as you can see, I graduated from college 5 years ago, and you would think that's enough time to have a comfortable salary and be able to give back to a school that I'm very grateful for having attended. However, no.
Not
Yes,
even
I
cool.
am almost 27. No, I cannot afford to give you $50. I need that for my annual Instacart membership. Okay? I need that to pay for our storage unit in the basement.
That's our show.
Tune in next time, whenever that will be.
Hopefully 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to take our sabbatical around the holidays because that's usually, when we are not in our home bases because we're visiting our families. And that is also usually when Ellie has an emotional breakdown.
It's the cold days. So.
Yeah, it's hard out here. Thanks for tuning into Office Hours.
Bye.